Today is one of those beautiful days in the village where everything just feels right. The birds are singing, and our little dream is slowly becoming a reality. Can you believe you're already leveling the floors? It feels like just the other day we were digging the first hole. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, karibu sana. My name is Sowino, a proud daughter of Kenya, East Africa. A month ago, my husband gifted me this beautiful piece of land, and we made a bold decision to start fresh, to build our traditional home from scratch. Now, if you know me from other platforms, you know I've spent the past few years cooking for my husband and traveling across Kenya, telling stories through food, cooking traditional meals, meeting amazing people, and learning so much about who we are. But we reached a point where we felt the need to slow down and create something rooted, something for us, and something for the generations that will come after us. This isn't the end of our journey, not at all. If anything, it's just a pause to lay down a foundation. One day we hope to travel even further, across Africa and beyond, continuing to tell stories through food. But for now, we are building for better. And if you're new here, welcome home. This is where the story begins. Let's jump right into today's video. I feel so proud every time I look at these stones, knowing we collected and dug them up from right here on our land. And the best part, we are not even halfway through them. I had no idea that the floor of a mud house actually starts with a layer of stones. But now that I'm here, we are learning as we go. It's something I'll never forget. And I'm happy to pass that little information on to you too. If you've ever done floors in a mud house or even a semi-permanent one, how did you get your floor levels right? Did you face any challenges? I'd really love to hear your experience. Like I shared with you in the previous video, the first step in this process is laying down stones. Luckily, this particular room hadn't been dug too deep. It was almost at the same level as the natural ground, which made the work a little easier. So they simply laid the stones across the floor, then used a hammer to compact them firmly into place. They were really careful to make sure there were no loose gaps. Every single space had to be filled tightly with stone so that the foundation is solid and stable before we move to the next step. What stood out to me during this process is how much the ground itself guided the work. Since the room was already level, they didn't waste time digging. They just got straight to setting the stones in place. It felt like the land was working with us. And as they went on, I started to notice how every layer, no matter how simple it looks, plays a big role in shaping the final feel of the house. It's not just about building, it's about understanding what you're working with and making the most of it. So here is what happened. Remember the soil that was heaped in the rooms before we started Kuboma? The very first time? As the Fundis kept digging into it, they ended up going a bit deeper than the original ground level, especially in the bedrooms. The one I showed you in the previous video and this one that is being worked on now. So before we do anything else, they have to fill that space back with the stones just to bring the floor back to the right level. Once that's done, they'll continue filling the remaining parts of the room as usual. And just like that, out of nowhere, it started raining. At first, it was just those tiny, tiny drops, the kind you almost ignore. Then within minutes, the rain was pouring like crazy. But thank God, we weren't working on the outside walls, because that would have really set us back. So we just took it as a little village blessing and kept going with what we were doing indoors. We made a simple soil compactor, or what some people call a wooden rammer, to help with compacting the soil inside the rooms. The room we are working on right now was actually filled with stones the day before. If you look closely, especially near the doorway, you might still spot a few stones peeking through. Once the stones were in place, we poured soil over them to create the next layer, and that's where the compactor came in. It's such a simple tool, but it does the job so well. And of course, I couldn't just sit and watch. I had to jump in and do it too. In the background, my husband and I were just talking about how much better the walls look now. Before the second coat, you could see the light coming through some gaps, but now it's all sealed. Even though we are planning to set up a proper system to harvest rainwater directly into a storage tank later on, for now we've actually been collecting rainwater from the edges of the house, and it's worked so well. If you remember, during the Makuti installation, we had plain sheets placed underneath, and they really came through for us. There is no leakage inside the house at all, and we are able to cut the cost of sending for water from the borehole. We just use the rainwater we harvested. If you haven't watched the video where we showed how the plain sheets were installed under the Makuti, it's in the building playlist, or I'll just add a link card here so you can catch up on it. Someone had asked if you are planning to harvest rainwater. The simple answer is yes. And when you finally start building the proper system for it, don't worry, we'll definitely keep you updated every step of the way. You remember that small drainage we created the last time to help water flow away from the land? Well, turns out it didn't really work. When it was raining, the water ended up stagnating right behind the house. So we had to go back and dig it a bit deeper. That whole area was just soggy and muddy. It definitely needed more attention than we thought. And that's exactly what we were doing here. Back to the house. And you know one thing I have come to learn? Fixing something never really ends. You patch up one spot today, then tomorrow you notice a corner you didn't quite get right, and suddenly you're back at it again. But honestly, I'm just grateful we are catching all these little things now. Imagine finishing everything, only to start seeing issues pop up later. That will be so frustrating. So far, what do you think about the walls? I would really love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do they look they're coming together nicely? Let me know. Just like they did with the walls, they are now using the same steel tool to work on the floors. They pass it firmly across the surface to catch any loose soil or stones that might have been left behind. It really helps level everything out and gives the floor that smooth, even finish, just like you're seeing in the video.
Unajua nafanyaje? Umwage kwanza kwa njia. Na paste tupite. Bado. Hapa smoky mayai iko sawa. Na hiyo eda.
Umeshazigonga gonga hizi.
Ndio tuingilia tu bado.
And this right here is the overall look of the sitting area floor before anything else has been done to it. If you look closely, you'll notice it's not yet even. It still has those tiny little hills and valleys all over. That's something we'll definitely need to work on before we move on to the next stage. I thought it would be nice to just walk you through the rest of the house as well, showing you how each room is coming along in terms of the floor only. So you can see this room, the one that I was showing you earlier, where the stones are being filled. You can see how much the stones have come, and that means that hall was really big. But so far, so good. And then there's this other room. I am so impressed. The floor has already been leveled and compacted so well. It actually looks like you could lay a mat and sleep on it comfortably. It's smooth, even, and just so satisfying to see how far it has come. Now for the remaining rooms, work is still ongoing. Some are at the stone filling stage, others are being leveled out, and it's really starting to feel like a home, bit by bit. But of course, I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of the process so far? Do you like the method you've used for filling and leveling the floors? Or maybe you've done something different in your own build and will recommend another approach? Let us know in the comments. I always enjoy learning from your experiences too. And if this is your very first time here, a big warm welcome to you. I would love to know, where are you watching us from? And what do you think of the progress so far? We've been sharing every step of this journey, and if you'd like to catch up from the beginning, there's a full playlist that takes you all the way from day one to where we are now. Feel free to binge watch and let us know your thoughts along the way. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can officially join this small growing community of ours. We're so happy to have you here. We didn't even realize when the rain completely stopped. The next thing we knew, the sun was out again, shining bright like nothing had happened. The fundis got right back to work outside, digging more soil from outside to help with leveling the soils inside. At the same time, they were also collecting more stones for the same job. It's amazing how the work just flows, rain or shine, everyone stays focused. Finally, the leveling of the living room began. Because of all those tiny hills and valleys I showed you earlier, the fundis had to first remove some of the excess soil to create a more even surface. That way, it becomes easier to work on and ensures the final floor will be smooth and well compacted. Meanwhile, in the bathroom, another guy was finishing up on the floor. Just take a moment to appreciate how amazing they look after being filled. The transformation is truly impressive. As the evening slowly settled in, painting the sky with soft shades of gold and grey, the guys were still hard at work, determined to finish what they had started. They focused on clearing out the uneven floor in the entrance and living room, piling it away carefully so that nothing would be in their way when the work resumed the next morning. Despite working the whole day, their energy hadn't gone down one bit. There was laughter, stories here and there, playful teasing, and just them being the usual them. The goal was simple: leave the space clean, open, and ready for the next phase of building. I truly hope you enjoyed every bit of this video. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I'll see you in the next one. Same place, same dream, just one step closer. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave us a comment. We love hearing from you. Bye. We shall try again tomorrow.